Welcome back to the Big Ranch Show. Thank you for joining me. Now, today we're going to talk about that Supreme Court ruling. You know, the one from last Friday where they decided that the LGBTQ community could be openly discriminated against at restaurants and such? Well, it all stems from a stupid woman from Colorado who filed a lawsuit back in 2016. Now, we'll get into more about what that really pertains to in a minute. But the fact that our Supreme Court ruled this way is disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. It does anger me, but more it saddens me. Because this country is not living up to the ideals that I was taught it was supposed to. And that's really unfortunate. But it is what it is. And it's so sad. It's so sad to see it happening in this country. A country that I used to love. A country that I used to gladly wake up on 4th of July super early just to enjoy the day. Make barbecue. Have some, fellowship with friends. But I don't have those feelings anymore because rulings like this. From Roe v. Wade last year to the different rulings they've made about, LGBTQ people. This country is not living up to its ideals of freedom for everyone. Justice and liberty for all. So it saddens me. But the thing is, it's a two-sided sword. If these people want to put up their little signs saying that LGBTQ people aren't allowed, then guess what? We can do the same damn thing. So don't be angry, right? Or if you are angry, use it, right? If you're angry about it, do something about it. Use it against them. Now, I know most people I know that have businesses and have had businesses, they would not turn down money from anybody for the most part, unless it was something that was actually illegal. Why would you turn down money? Does that make any sense to anybody out there? It's like the people that didn't want to bake a cake for a gay wedding, claiming they were part of the wedding, part of the relationship. Meanwhile, they don't say the same thing about a car dealership, right? That sells a car that is used in a crime. Chevrolet doesn't go out of business because of that, because they weren't a part of it. Gun manufacturers, for the most part, right, don't get necessarily blamed for each mass shooting with their product because they're not taking a part in the crime. It's also why I disagreed with the lawsuit against gun manufacturers a lot of times, because they make a product that is legal to make. It's legal to own, but it is not their fault that somebody else used it for an unintended purpose. And I believe killing people isn't not the intended purpose for anything. At least it shouldn't be. Because the only time you should ever have to do something like that is if your life is really in danger. But they're not a part of your relationship, right? And that takes you to this lady here that brought this case in 2016. She was it was called 303 Creative. It's a web design business of some sort. And she wanted to be able to discriminate against LGBTQ people. When she first brought the case, nobody would take it. They just wouldn't. She didn't have any proof of being wronged or being even asked to make such a thing, right? In fact, one thing about this lawsuit that makes it even funnier is she's never been asked to make, nor has she ever made a wedding registry website. Nobody straight nor gay has ever asked her these things. And when pushed, by, lawyers and such about, how was she, because first they didn't want to take it. But when she was pushed on, how were you wronged? She came up with this fictitious guy named Mike. She provided his address, email, telephone number. This person never knew he was a part of the lawsuit. He never contacted the woman because he is a straight male who had been married for the last 15 years. You see where I'm going with this? She's a liar. Not only is she a bigot, she is a liar. I mean, at the end of the day, if somebody doesn't want to make a website for you, don't worry about them. Let them keep their hate to themselves and just ignore it. Find somebody else. There's too many people that you can access online, from GoDaddy to what, Squarespace is it? I think Wix.com, where you can go get this stuff done, and they won't care most of the time who you are. It's just how it is, right? There's always somebody that'll bake you a cake. But yeah, we should use this as a community. I think we should kind of fight back by putting signs in our business windows that say MAGA not allowed, or LGBTQ plus and allies only. I don't see the problem. It's legal now. So don't just sit there and be angry about it. Don't just sit there and be mad about it. Don't just seethe about it. Capture it. Capture that anger. Capture the moment and flip it on them. Right? The best thing to do here isn't to get angry, isn't to harm people, isn't to, riot or anything like that. The best thing you can do is use it against them. That's it. Because I don't believe in violence. I don't believe in any of that stuff. It's not my thing. As much as I want to go punch every single Nazi I see in the face, it's not my thing. My thing is use their own garbage against them. They want to discriminate against us, we can play that. So see, this is kind of a call to action. Don't just let them get away with this stuff. Don't just let the cis religious heterosexual bigots get away with this. Use it against them. Show them how it feels to be discriminated against. And if they start crying and whining, guess what? They can take it to the Supreme Court. But of course, this Supreme Court has already ruled that you can't do anything about it. Now, this Supreme Court, watch them though. Just watch the Supreme Court over the next few years as these people start being denied service from queer establishments or queer-run establishments. Just wait. Because watch what the Supreme Court does then. Because this is going to happen again. We're going to end up right back at the Supreme Court with this kind of stuff again. But it's going to be from the opposite side, right? It's going to be straight people claiming they were denied service by gay people. And they're going to sit there and act like they've been wronged and all this. And let's see what the Supreme Court acts like then, how it rules then, right? There is no reason for America to return to things like separate but equal. But unfortunately, it's the direction it's gone. Anyways, thank you for watching. I'll be back on Friday with another video talking about some other Supreme Court cases that were ruled on last week. Some you may have a surprising um, thing to hear from me, because some things I agree with and some things I don't. And so on Friday, we will talk about another Supreme Court case that I think is very monumental going forward, and talk about some other things that go along with it. So anyways, thank you for watching. Thanks for joining me for the Big Rant Show. Y'all have a great day.